Okay, so initially, I was planning to do my expedition around like the humanities in school and devaluing it in our society, and it was like I did some research, but I wasn't getting that into it, and I was kind of like I mostly just wanted to look at poetry, and I wasn't really following through. And then I was like talking to somebody and sort of complaining about how I wasn't really committed to my topic, and I was like, I just want to go outside and draw. And then he was like, why don't you just do that for your expedition? So I kind of figured out that like it was more important to look for an interest and then find the need related to that interest for me, because I didn't have like a defined passion that I immediately knew I wanted to do my topic around. So I think finding something that I was interested in was super important, and then there was definitely a need around nature deficit disorder, and that ended up becoming my topic. I ended up creating little books with information about nature deficit disorder and poetry and some journals, and then having the rest of the books open for people to add their own writing and drawings.
Well, I started out looking at something that, I don't know, I started out, they said to pick your passion, and for me, I didn't really know what that meant. Like, I didn't really have one thing that was like, oh, boom, my passion. So I started looking at a few things, like skiing and gaming and like stuff like that, but I couldn't really find something that had a problem. So I kind of started, instead of looking for my passion, I looked for a problem. And I kind of went at it, I think, backwards. Like, a lot of people started with their passion and like found their solution from that. I started with a problem and worked backwards to my passion. I think initially I wanted to do something with like online bullying, but I couldn't really come up with a solution to that really had an impact. So I kind of started to look at me and look for a problem that I found in my life with that, and it totally led away from bullying or whatever, and it led to more just looking at a broader picture of like tech use, and that led me to looking at how I get away from that, which led me to going outside, which eventually led me to my final solution, which was running an intensive. Well, my intensive is going to be a week on Hurricane Island, off the coast of Maine. We're going to not have any technology for the entire week and kind of explore some of what that means and the impacts of that, as well as just spend a week on the island, which will be really cool. Right, so because my culmination was in the third trimester, the biggest thing I found that was really impacted by that was the impact portfolio, because I really couldn't do that in a timely fashion, given that my culmination was about a month and a half out from the deadline. So you kind of just have to prepare for that if you want to do something that's going to be a lot later like that. Because I knew when I decided to run an intensive that I would not be maybe getting the grade I want, because I have to sacrifice the time for the grade, I guess.